So, hello everybody, I'm Ariel Bach. I'm very happy to be here today because I wanted to talk to you about something I've learned through my company that I started last year, which is how technology can benefit our youth in education and businesses. So, before we begin, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what this seminar is going to look like. So, first, I'm just going to give you a quick introduction about myself and my company, Bach Studio. And then I'm going to tell you how technology is transforming education and businesses, and also how it's benefiting me personally and professionally. Then I'll give you a few examples of where I get to go through my business because I'm using technology for my business. And then I'll give you some time to ask me a few questions that you might have. So as for the introduction, I can tell you a few things about myself and Bach Studio. So I am a 6th grade student and I am the co-founder and CEO of Bach Studio, which I co-founded with my younger brother Ellis, right there. Bach Studio is an educational media and technology company that provides the access and the application of complex research to the general public. We do this by getting kids to interview prominent professors from all around the world in our studio so that the professors can explain their complex research in a simple way. We then record and edit this conversation and then post it on all the social media channels and even on our app so that everyone can easily access and apply these valuable research findings in their lives. Third, I am a competitive tennis and chess player. And finally, I enjoy playing the piano and the trumpet. So, now I'm going to be talking about how technology is changing education and businesses, and also about how I have benefited from technology myself. But first, I'm going to be talking about how technology is transforming education and ways it's benefiting my own studies. First, technology mainly affects education in 3 ways. The first way is location. Technology allows you to learn from anywhere, no matter your physical location. Like you might remember that during the global pandemic, we all had to stay at home and then all the schools were online. Without technology, such a thing would have been impossible since we couldn't communicate with our teachers or even communicate with friends. And now with our portable devices such as phones and tablets, we can take these lessons with us wherever we go around the world, which makes learning much more easier and convenient. The second way technology transforms education is through access to information. Technology allows you to access information that you want or information that you need. There are also many different types of online courses you can take with many different subjects. And if you are also to write a research paper, for example, you could use AI to give you the list of articles that are relevant to the topic you're writing about so that you can get some reference to the research paper you're writing, and you can also use AI to get the framework of the paper itself. There are also many different types of YouTube videos or websites that you can visit in order to learn many different types of skills, whether it's musical instruments or playing tennis, like learning different strategies or game techniques. And also there are many different apps like language learning apps and a whole list of these technology websites or apps you can visit to learn these new skills. And third is data-driven assessment and evaluation. Data-driven assessment is basically how technology is assessing you and then evaluating your scores so that you can increase your learning level or learning pace. An example would be Duolingo, where it just repeats the questions you got wrong, and then it just keeps repeating it until you get it right so that you can improve on that one skill you might be having trouble with. Another thing is Kanmingo, which was developed by Khan Academy. Kanmingo basically assesses you, and then based on the questions you got wrong, it's going to give you skills that you can work on relevant to that topic, and then gives you more challenging questions based on the topics that you are doing well on. And other things I use in my education is online courses offered for Center for Talented Youth at Johns Hopkins University. and free online courses offered at Harvard universities and MIT. And I also use Khan Academy and ChatGPT for tutoring, whether I'm getting ready for test preps or just writing a research paper to get research. And outside of academics, I use Soundtrap for making music and Lichess to just learn or practice chess. Any questions so far? Now I'm gonna be talking about how technology changes how we start or do businesses. Technology also affects businesses mainly in 3 ways. The first way is through also location. Many people nowadays work from home and can also have meetings with people anywhere around the world with technology. Like I meet with my mentor from Harvard Business School's Innovation Labs every week. He's based in Boston. And also when I'm meeting with potential investors from venture capital firms, I also do those meetings on Zoom, whether they're located in California or Hong Kong. And the second way technology transforms businesses is developing new ideas. For example, when I started my business, I already had a clear idea of what my business is going to be like, but it wasn't easy to develop a business plan and a pitch deck so I could pitch to investors and get money. So I asked ChatGPT to write me a detailed business plan outline, and I also used another AI platform such as presentations.ai so that I can get a pitch deck. And also the technology also prepares me for the pitch call itself, since I never had such a call with a professional investor before. So that's also really helpful. And the third way technology transforms businesses is by the scale. If you look at the top 10 most successful companies in the world, 9 of them are going to be technology-related companies, which proves that technology has to play a vital role in your business, or else it won't be as successful as the others and won't really stand out. I also use technology as like a generator for my business. I use the technology software to produce all my social media content and post it on all the social media platforms. Because of that, I get invited to speak at many different world conferences, and one of them will include going to India in March, which is really exciting. And some ways I use technology for my business. Well, I discussed it already, but I use the ChatGPT business plan and the presentations.ai pitch deck. And it really helped, especially when coming to pitching to investors. So far I've already shared how technology is changing education and businesses. And because of that, I get to go to like these top universities like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Oxford, or Cambridge, where I get to learn a lot of these different subjects like biology or applied mathematics. And these are all very exciting topics. So with Professor Robert Post, we went to Yale, where we learned more about law. Why do we have laws? What makes them important? I met with Dr. Arina Dia, who works at UNICEF, and we learned about these like different problems that are happening all around the world and how UNICEF is improving them. And I had my panel discussion at Harvard University last November, where I talked about how like technology is impacting the world and ways we can use it to improve. I went to the biophysics lab at the Princeton University, and this was exciting because I learned these fruit flies and how they reproduce. With Professor Hannah Skoda at the Oxford University, I learned more about medieval history, and they even mentioned saying that there was they found some sort of skeleton in their attic. And I spoke at the Harvard Kennedy School for the first time, where I just gave a brief introduction about myself and my business. So I hope I was able to share with you all how technology is improving education and businesses. So now I want to give you a few tips on how you can improve in your own education or business if you are thinking about becoming an entrepreneur like me. There are mainly 3 skills that I would suggest for you to do to become a successful entrepreneur. The first way is that you need to learn how to use technology, because there are many different types of technology tools you can use, But then it's only a matter of knowing which one to use, or else you'll be having a hard time becoming successful throughout your business. And fortunately for me, all the technology tools I used were quite simple and easy to learn. The second way is that you have to discern whether the technology is helping you or harming you, because as much as there are these helpful technology tools, there are also different technology websites that can get you addicted to the technology or to waste your time. And you want to make sure that you are using your time wisely, because to become an entrepreneur is that you have to use your time wisely and efficiently. And the last one I would suggest is to always have a growth mindset and have grit. And these are concepts developed by Professor Carol Dweck at the Stanford University and Professor Angela Duckworth at the University of Pennsylvania. Basically means to always have a positive mindset about the issues you might be having, or to always put your 100% effort in whatever you are trying to do. This came in really handy for me when I had rejection emails, whether meeting with professors or not getting the investment. But it's only a matter of thinking positively so that you can see what you did wrong and then continue to grow on that. So that's the end of the seminar, and please make sure to follow and subscribe to my company if you enjoyed the seminar, and I'll take any questions. Yeah? Yeah.
What out of all like the cool people that you've gotten to interview and topics that you've gotten to ask about, which one was your favorite?
I think they're all equally important, but I think it would be innovative education with Michael Horn. Innovative education is basically using technology to learn at your own level or pace, but then you go in person to meet people and so that you can also learn social skills at the same time.
Do you think that utilizing technology to teach you is more beneficial than being taught in person?
Well, yeah, because technology, it's evolving and becoming a much higher level. Because a quote from a business, it's from Albert Einstein. He said that if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, then you don't understand it yourself. So would be helpful if the meeting in person and getting the information, but it's also just a matter of thinking precisely about what you're talking about.
Well, what do you think the future of technology is? It was like Google, now ChatGPT and AI. What do you think it looks like in 5 years?
Well, the movie makers are also making movies about what they think is the future. It's probably going to be robots. Okay. That would happen in 5 years.
So robots using AI?
Well, robots made out of AI, and you can just tell it what to do.
How do you manage all of your time? Do you have any tips on time management?
Well, time management, I would just say stay focused, or don't waste your time, because also technology can get you carried away and waste your time. So you also have to make sure that even on other things, you have to use the time wisely and focus on what you're doing at that certain moment. Don't get distracted by other things.
Has there been any tension working with a family member? They say you shouldn't go into business with family.
Nope.
Have you had any problems with that?
No.
Have you thought of proposing it to Shark Tank or something? Or a show?
Totally.
We're gonna be thinking about doing that once we have a constant money that we're making, and then we're gonna think about pitching to Shark Tank.
What's your, let's say, 2-year goal and 5-year goal?
Because our goal is to make the other people understand these complex research. I mean, yeah, the money can help because we're gonna need to buy studios in each city, but right now money isn't my real thing right now.
How do you measure the impact?
Yeah, because at my school I'm thinking about giving out a survey that we can see what their favorite topics are, and then we can do videos on that.
Thank you, Ariel.